Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday. Thank you for tuning in to our live broadcast here from Crossroads Community Church. We're going to be in the book of Hebrews this week, the 11th chapter, and start here at verse 1 about talking about faith. And we may spend a couple weeks here on this. It'll take a while because this is a good chapter, and there's a lot of these places you can find a good quit and a jumping off spot on, but this is one that you really can't because it starts listing the people of faith and what they did and how God showed up and things like that. We'll start here at Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 and read a couple, 2 or 3 verses here. It says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is evidence of things we cannot see. So a lot of times when we're believing for healing or believing for whatever it is that we're believing for, we can't see it. We can't touch it, taste it, feel it, so to speak. Right. But we hope for it. We know God's gonna do it. And He gives us an example here. It is the evidence of things we cannot see, so we can't see it. So it said, through their faith, the people in the days of old, he's talking about not old people, Old Testament people, earned a good reputation. By faith, we understand, this is verse 3, that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. So a lot of people question their faith. I talked about our confidence of our salvation. I preached about it yesterday in both services, about being confident in our salvation. We got to do that. But faith, when people come to me and say, Pastor, pray for my faith, or I don't know if I got good faith, and I'll ask them, okay, do you believe that Jesus died on the cross? Right. Well, yes. Did you see that? No. That's faith. That's right. Jesus said, people have a greater blessing and a greater faith that believe in me that didn't see me, and told Thomas, because you see me and got to look at me when Thomas was doubting, those that believe in me that haven't have a greater blessing, greater faith for doing that. I'll ask them, do you believe God created the sun, the moon, the stars, the heavens, the earth? Do you believe that? Yes, that's faith. So why are you questioning your faith? Right. The enemy tries to get in there because something doesn't happen in our time frame. We think that God's not moving, or it's because of our lack of faith. Sometimes God always answers a prayer. No is an answer. Wait, be patient is an answer. And I'm not going to lie with you. Sometimes my faith, I struggle with my faith because I'm an impatient. When I see things that I know is good, I know is right, I know this is what needs to be done, but it doesn't happen right now, I struggle with that sometimes. I really got to pray. I really got to get reeled back a little bit and be still and let God unfold the plan out that we need to see. But it says when we look at these things that the universe we didn't see was formed to God, that what we see did not come from anything that can be seen. He took void and made everything that we have today that we look at. And so as we look at that and we understand that, tomorrow we'll talk about, Lord willing, that faith. Abel brought an offering, start talking about people's faith and what they did. But when you struggle in your faith, Paul says man is without excuse in Romans by nature, by looking at nature, to be without excuse to not know there's a God. You may not understand God, you may not hear the word of God, but to know there's something bigger, greater than man out there that created all this. Most all the Indian tribes that I've studied about their cultures, especially their religion. I like to look at Native American religions and what made them tick and what made, because they were very religious people. They worshipped a lot of things. And all of them that I've not studied every single tribe out there, but all of them believed in the Great Spirit and something bigger than them that created. Now, some of them believed that they was created from an egg. Some of them believed they come out of a tree. Some of them believed they come out of whatever, but something bigger than them created that. Some believe they come up out of earth. And actually, those were right, because man was created from dust, and God spoke that, and that woman come from man. But in all that, they still believed in something bigger than them, greater than them with that. And so when we struggle with our faith, that, my faith's not strong, or I wished I had more faith. Well, the Bible says we have faith as small as a mustard seed. Yes. We can say to that mountain, moved, and it's got to move. Right. And so if you question your faith, just look back at your core beliefs. Do you believe that God created heaven and earth? Yes, that's faith. Do you believe that Jesus died on the cross, was buried, was resurrected, is now seated at the right hand of the Father in heaven, bearing intercession for us? That's faith, because you didn't see it. We hope for it, we believe in it, but we didn't get to see it, touch it, or taste it. So that's what I do when I question my faith, is I go back and look, start at the beginning of when God created it, when God saved me. How did God save me? And it was all by faith and through grace. So Kelly, what's some things that you do or use when you start to struggle a little bit in the faith area?
Sometimes it's just going outside and just taking a walk around my house. Or I like to walk in the rain too. I know that sounds weird, but I do, because the rain I feel like it just washes away all of that doubt and all of the struggles that I may be having. But it's just walking around and looking at how does that flower grow? It grows because God created that, and God created our whole universe, and he created all of these things for us to see and to enjoy. I came across the dam last night as I was coming back from Claire's ball game, and the sunset was absolutely beautiful. And if I could have stopped on the dam and taken a picture, I probably would have, but you get in trouble for doing things like that. They don't appreciate you stopping like that. But I mean, it's just those things. It's taking in the things that he is putting before us every single day. And he gives us that hope every single day by a flower blooming that you've never seen before, or a sunset more beautiful, or I don't see the sunrise. Sorry, I just don't see the sunrise. I take Stella out, put her in her pen, and I walk back in. I don't take the moment to sit there and look at the sunrise. Just don't do it. But those are moments that he gives us. And that increases our faith. When we see things like that there is no explanation for, they'll try and say, well, it's the chemical this, chemical that. No, there's no explanation for it. The colors that he places in the sky are just the most amazing colors
Beautiful.
ever. Yeah. And when we look at those things and know that that's God showing us how good he is, even in the hardest times. And when we were talking about what to do today, or this week, I said I want to do something on faith, because we're all facing something very difficult.
Right.
We are all, everybody, every time I turn around, there's just another person that's been diagnosed with cancer, or another person that has to have surgery of some sort or whatever. So we're all facing something hard, but when we stop and take in those moments, a flower in a sidewalk crack that shouldn't be able to grow there, but it does because God allows it to. Those are things that we just got to continue to look at and build our faith. Our faith in each other sometimes is going to waver because we make mistakes and we do stupid stuff.
Yes, we do.
But if we just look at the whole picture and we grasp what God has for us, man, what an amazing faith we should have.
That's right.
We should have no wavering faith, because he shows us every single day.
Yep.
In a raindrop, in a flower, in a sunset, in the clouds, in whatever, he shows us every day.
He does. And in the study Bible we have, it says that faith starts with believing in God's goodness and truth, that he is who he says he is,
Yes.
that he is the great creator,
Yes.
and all that we just read about, created the entire universe, was formed at his command. He didn't make dirt, he spoke it. So God's spoken word, we
Right.
need to listen to it. And then our faith culminates with knowing that God will do what he promises. When we believe that he will fulfill his promises, even though we can't see them materializing right now yet, we
Right.
hang in there, we believe, and we demonstrate true faith when we have that sure and certain expectation that God
Right.
is going. We may not know the timing of it. It might be instant. I've prayed for people, lay hands on people. We laid hands on somebody yesterday at the end of service and prayed for them. Something I've seen it right now
Right.
get up, be healed, and I've seen them in 6 months, a year. It took a while. Sometimes it's through a surgery, somebody having a surgery.
Right.
Pray whatever, but we just put our faith and hope in God Almighty. He's going to do what he says he'll do, just like he spoke the world into existence, and he speaks over us. We have his written word that we can stand on. So just hang in there, stay in the fight. Satan's going to come in and tell and twist and do everything he can to get you to doubt that God is who he says he is. Well, if God is so good, why is this happening? God is so good.
Yeah.
Why is that happening? We just have to lean. And I know it's a struggle, or
It
I
is
can
a
say
struggle.
for me.
It is a struggle for
There's-
all of us, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of things happening in my life, in my personal life, and things that I'm battling. I'm trying to do right and trying to handle them rightly, correctly way and everything, to
Right.
wait on God and to make sure that I'm not getting ahead of God's plan. I know the plan. I see the purpose in the plan.
Right.
It's sometimes waiting on that to unfold, because
Right.
I am a very impatient person. I get impatient with things. I
I
get.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I get in a
know
hurry.
that. Did
Yeah,
y'all know
exactly. If you've been around me more than 10 minutes, you figure it out. But I strive to try to reel myself back in and
Yes.
just take it by faith. Okay,
Right.
God, you've got this, you've got me, you've got this situation. I know that
Right.
it's all going to work out for your glory and good, and that's what I want it to do. I don't want anything to do it about me or be about me
Right.
in that.
It needs
And
to be
God
about
does.
God.
And God will
Everything
do
that
that,
we do,
and
yes.
it will unfold in that way. So just hang in there, exercise your faith, release your faith,
Yes.
believe if God said it, just like he spoke into nothing, and look at what we have, like Kelly said, the beautiful sunrise, sunset, the cloudy days, the rainy days, the stormy days, the hot, dry days. We've had plenty of
Oh,
them
man,
this
we
summer.
have.
Dusty days, it don't matter. God's still in all of that.
Yes.
But don't let the devil get in the details, that old saying goes. Cast him out, rebuke him, stay with your eyes
I've heard
fixed
that
on
so
Jesus
many
and
times
stuff.
this
Yeah.
past week. The
I've
devil's
heard
in
it
the
a lot.
details.
Yep, I've heard it
And
myself.
man,
Yep,
he is.
I've heard it a lot. And
we
all
need,
these.
we need to be standing strong against the devil in the details.
And he's just trying to mess up the plan to get us,
is.
because the only way Satan can come against us is when we doubt what God said.
That's right.
And we start listening to him and we believe the lie.
Right.
That's it. Then he starts to be able to have a little power, a little control over it. But until then, we
And
just
he
believe
can't
what
come
God said.
into our lives unless
No.
we allow
That's
him,
right.
or he uses somebody close to us.
Yeah.
And he
Get
can
in
do
there.
that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he can do that in a
He can
heartbeat.
use somebody very, very close to us. A lot of times it is our family or, whatever, but he can use that. So, we have to stand strong against that. Stand strong against letting him use us to do his dirty work.
That's
don't
right.
don't let him do that to you.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Just stay strong and know the
Yes.
word and stand up against it. So God bless y'all. Thank you for watching today. Appreciate all the help in our services yesterday. We had 2 really good
Yes,
services.
so
I don't know who it was. Didn't know the number. Didn't send the name or nothing. I didn't ask who it was. I just said, "Thank you. Pray for me." Said we was in the first service and watched the second service and said you was a little bit more excited in the first than the second. And I said, yeah, sometimes that's something that I've had people say, man, the second service you was a lot more fired up than the first. Like I said Sunday, I don't preach from notes or none of that
Right.
stuff. I might jot some thoughts down or have Kelly print some stuff out or whatever for me, some dates, time, whatever, some statistics, and look at it. But I don't ever know, because I don't pre-program, pre-plan. Someone asked me then this morning already. I was talking to. So what are you going to preach on this Sunday? I have absolutely zero idea. I don't know. I've got some ideas, some thoughts. I've been wanting to preach on David and Absalom for the last month. The Lord keeps saying no. Yesterday I was blank, didn't have nothing. Put my head on my desk, went to praying. Lord, what? And in the back of my mind, if I don't get nothing, I'm going to go the David and Absalom route, and that didn't, of course, as you know, didn't materialize. Right. But it'll get there. God will lay that
Right.
out there when the time's right to do that.
Yes.
So, and it's by
When the
faith I
hearts are
took
ready.
it. Yep. I walked through that door not knowing, we're an hour out from church and all that, Lord, but God always comes through. I have
He
faith. I
does.
had no doubt that I would get something. I've been right up to the very last minutes of a funeral, Lord. I don't know what to say. What do I do? I don't know that, or I knew this person really well, and I don't know what to do or what to say, but God always comes through.
Yes, He
People
does.
pray for me. Kelly's come over and prayed for me many times, say that here, God's got it. And when you just take that by faith, just get up there and
Yes.
roll on with it, and God does have it.
And
It
he
always-
speaks right through you.
it always works out, and just go on with it and
He
thank the
does.
Lord for it. So
Yes.
God bless y'all. Nothing major this week coming up. We'll have men's meeting tomorrow night, Lord willing,
Yes.
7:00. So come out to
We
that
all have cold
multi-purpose
pizza
building.
for
We got
tomorrow.
pizza. If anybody wants pizza, we got some pizza left. We can heat that
Yes.
up. So if you want to snack on that, that'll be there. A few breadsticks are left, so we'll have those there. Wednesday night, the kids will be in here at 6 and 7. The little kids in here at 6. That's our K through 5th graders, and 6th through 12th graders will be in here at 7:00. We're feeding them. Chris is already getting stuff worked up for
Yep.
the dinner for Wednesday night. So we'll feed them. We'll have anything on the books Thursday. I've got a wedding rehearsal Friday and wedding Saturday. So looking forward to doing that for Dalton and Morgan. Excited for them to start
Yes.
out their life together.
So
So we're
exciting.
looking for that, with that, and being able to be part of that. So God bless y'all. Remember, it's faith over fear and Christ over crisis, and you can remain calm in the chaos.